Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Sunday, August 23rd, 2020. The fire potential impacts for the next couple of days are shown here. We have some wind still lingering over the central Idaho mountains today, but the main story is the moisture continuing to surge northward from the south. We'll expect to see it expand over much of central and northern Utah, especially over the higher elevations. Some of the storms will be on the dry side, especially on the leading edge of the moisture. And then we should see some storms move a little bit further northward into the southern third of Nevada as well. On Monday, we'll see a bigger push, anyway, of the moisture further north, especially filling out into central and western Nevada, and possibly even up into southwest Idaho. And then some of the storms will be producing some precipitation, anyway, over parts of north central and northeast Nevada. And then by Monday, also over the higher elevations of Utah. On Tuesday, the moisture moves a little bit further northward for some storms continuing over across much of Idaho and western Wyoming, and then also lingering over Nevada and northern Utah as well, but some dryness will begin to move into the southern Great Basin. Here's a smoke forecast for this afternoon. Still expecting a fair amount of haze and smoke in place, especially over Idaho, northern Nevada, and the northwest corner of Utah. Past 24 hours of precipitation are shown here. We did get a pretty good little amount of precip over portions of the Arizona Strip in south central Utah, and even some precipitation over in southern Nevada as well. But this precipitation was accompanied by a fair amount of lightning, and some of these strikes were on the drier side as they weren't accompanied by too much precipitation. And we did see some new initial attack fires from that lightning yesterday, especially across southern Utah. And some new IAs in northern Utah and near the Boise area as well. ERCs remain high for today. This was yesterday at 1300, so it didn't really account for much of all the precipitation that came across the south, but we can see those values have decreased across the far south between yesterday and today, and over the next couple of days we'll see a lot of these purples turn back into the red category as relative humidities come up, and we see some scattered showers and thunderstorms across some of these areas. So a closer look at a couple of PSAs, northeast Utah. While those values are still setting records for the time of year, they have come down just a bit in the last couple of days, and we'll see those trends decreasing over the next few days as well. Same across southwest Utah, still setting records for the time of year, but on a downward trend. This morning's satellite imagery shows that strong area of high pressure still in place over the Great Basin, leading to the very warm temperatures that we continue to experience. And we can also see some moisture being drawn up into the Great Basin underneath that high pressure system, and that's what will produce thunderstorms over the next couple of days. And so we will continue to watch for that. So for this afternoon, we do have high risk issued for portions of east central Nevada, western Utah, and the higher elevations of much of central and northern Utah, as that moisture comes upward and creates a mix of wet and dry thunderstorms in those areas. So a closer look at where we're expecting the precipitation, mainly focused over the higher elevations with possibly some drier storms out in the west, and then also across southern Nevada. For the winds, definitely expect to see some gusty outflows with any of those drier storms that do develop, and then we also have some breezy winds over the central Idaho mountains and over far northwest Nevada, but still staying below red flag warning criteria. On Monday, that high risk focus turns to western Nevada and southwest Idaho, where we'll see some drier, possibly faster moving type storms in those areas. We do have high risk issued there. We'll continue to see some thunderstorm development over Utah as well. So the precip expected for Monday is shown here. Better chance across central Nevada and then some drier storms over northwest Nevada and southwest Idaho. And then we could see some continuing thunderstorms over the higher elevations of Utah and possibly even up into eastern Idaho and western Wyoming. Minimum relative humidities are up a little bit by tomorrow, with lows in the mid-teens. On Tuesday, the moisture moves further northward, so we are expecting a significant increased chance for new initial attacks, fires from lightning over Idaho, western Wyoming, and still some lingering storms over northwest Nevada and northwest Utah as that moisture moves further northward on Tuesday. Many of the PSAs across Nevada and Utah transition to yellow by Tuesday, with the air mass moistening up and some of those storms turning to produce some precipitation. The expected weather forecast on Tuesday is shown here, so the darker greens are where we expect to see some measurable precipitation, with the lighter greens possibly that mixed wet-dry thunderstorm activity. And then the afternoon wind gusts are shown here on the right. We do have a little bit of a breezy wind coming into southern Nevada, with some drier air moving in there as well. The 3-day precip totals are shown here. Best chance for precip continues to be over the higher elevations of Utah and the Arizona Strip, with also a chance for some precip over the central Idaho mountains, western Wyoming, and right along the Sierra front. On Wednesday, things are a bit calmer. We could see some continued thunderstorm activity across the north, and we do see some of our PSAs turning to yellow up there, but we also have some drier air starting to move into western Nevada. On Thursday, the dry air continues to move into the north and the west, but another area of moisture moves up into far southern Nevada and southern and southeast Utah. And that moisture hangs around on Friday for continued chance of some thunderstorms over central and eastern Utah on Friday, as the ridge is pushed off a little bit to the east. On Saturday, it looks like there's a pretty significant trough moving across southern Canada into the northern Rockies there. That could bring some wind to the area, kind of pushes some of that moisture off into eastern Utah, and brings some continued drier air into Idaho and Nevada. But we also bring some cooler temperatures as well. 7-day precip totals are really just reflecting what we're expecting in the short term, mainly today through Tuesday. And then the extended forecast through August 30th to September 5th is calling for below normal temperatures across the northern Rockies, which includes Idaho and even portions of northern Nevada and northern Utah. Still staying dry, though, across the area. This is probably in response to some stronger troughs moving into the northern Rockies there. So that will be a bit of a change from what we're seeing now with the very warm temperatures. This concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.